All right, guys, welcome. Thank you so much for hopping on tonight. We have guest hosts and our Diamond upline to all of us on this team, Jaclyn, Stanley, one of my best friends. I'm so excited for her to get to share with you guys just some exciting things that are happening right now, some good things to end this year with, and some tips to help us in this year on a high note. So, Jaclyn, I know my whole team loves you, and they're so excited to hear from you tonight. So, I'm going to let you take it away.
Yay, thank you. I'm so happy to see all of your faces. I absolutely adore this team. So this is fun to be on here with you guys tonight. And it's kind of also scary because I know so much stuff that I can't tell you. Like, I've signed non-disclosure agreements. Like, I'm bound legally not to say anything, and it's so hard to remember what I can say and what I can't say. So I'm going to have to probably speak a little slower when I get to those areas so that I can actually think about what I'm saying, and hold myself back from sharing, because I'm really, 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 really excited about what we have to come. Okay, so first thing that I want to start off with is not really talking so much about what's to come. I want to save that for the end. I kind of want to lead in with, I think it is just something. I'm going to ask you guys to kind of pause and reflect. And I think that that's something that is so important come December. You know, we're hearing about Jeanette. We're running around like crazy because she's got birthdays and then Christmas, and it's just a lot. We're all just kind of running around like crazy. And sometimes we feel like that is the same story with our businesses, you know, like we're running ragged. And, you know, I don't know if you guys do this with Christmas, but sometimes I have to like sit myself down and say, stop. It's not about the presents. It's not about making sure that you have, you know, the best cookies, or, you know, this is done, or you have the best wrap, whatever. And actually thinking about what it is about and what it's meant to be for, and just kind of pausing and just kind of letting go. So, you know, so many of us on this team have been doing Plexus for a while. And so when that happens, you guys know you go through those, it's a roller coaster. And there are some times where you're just feeling on top of your game. You're super excited. And that usually tends to be around the events, you know, when we're at convention together, or when we've got something, you know, new and exciting happening, we're riding this high. But sometimes we feel like we're spinning our wheels and we're on this hamster wheel, and we're going and we're not getting anywhere, and we're getting worn out and worn down, and kind of forgetting what it's all about and why we're even doing this. And that's okay. It's okay to feel that way. I feel that way all the time. I get into what I call my funks, or my little ruts. And I think it's just kind of a natural thing in life. You know, I see it with my marriage. You know, we'll be doing awesome, and then we'll get into a funk, and it's really just kind of a rough time. And I just kind of think it's a cycle that you have in anything, you know? And so with our businesses, this happens too. And I think sometimes what people do is they pause and they look at how they're feeling, and they, you know, make a quick decision like, I'm feeling worn out. I'm not really feeling into this. I'm not motivated. You know, my business isn't where I want it to be. Maybe it's time to quit or step back or whatever. People do that with marriages. People do that with all sorts of things. And while if that is the right decision for you, I obviously am going to support that. But I really feel like the best thing that we can do when we're in those funks, something that I do when I'm in that kind of a funk, is I just kind of make myself pause, okay, and start to reflect and start to ask myself some questions to just kind of think through things. You know, I think one of the greatest things you can start off with is asking yourself, you know, the past 3 months, 6 months, year, whatever, what are some of my successes or favorite moments in this business right now? You know, what are some things that have been awesome that have happened for me? You know, I see several people in here that were on the cruise. That could be something that you look back and you're like, you know, I'm not totally happy and motivated and feeling, you know, excited to work my business right now, but I remember that, and I remember how special that was to me. Or maybe it was, oh my gosh, I got a new ambassador. It had been a while since I got a new ambassador, but I got one a few months ago. And that was a great feeling. Or maybe it is, you had an ambassador go silver, or a new customer, somebody you'd been talking to for a while finally listened, or maybe you had a breakthrough in your health, or anything. I think it's really important to kind of pause and give yourself the credit that you deserve for those successes. Successes don't have to be grand. They don't have to mean a promotion. They don't have to mean, hitting the consistency club. They don't have to mean these big things. Sometimes they're small. Maybe you worked up the courage to do a Facebook Live. That's a success, okay? Reflecting on those things is so important. The other thing that you can reflect on too, on the opposite end, are maybe some things that didn't go so well. So maybe you told yourself that you're going to really focus on getting IPAs done, and you kind of broke that promise to yourself, or you did it for a while and then didn't really see the fruits of your labor, and so you just kind of backed away from that. That's okay. We do those things. I do those things. But just kind of reflecting on that, like, why did I make that decision? Where has this decision gotten me? What kinds of things do I want to do in the future to either prevent this kind of, effect or situation or result, or what do I want? And in this reflection period, I think it's great to revisit our goals and our why. And rather than place so much emphasis on those things that are so easy to put an emphasis on, like what I mentioned earlier, like ranking up, or hitting these contests that corporate puts out that we love, and those are huge and those are amazing. But if we're not getting those things, a lot of times we start to look at ourselves as a failure, and that's hard. And that's not what I want anybody to do. Okay, so maybe we just need to revisit our goals and readjust our goals and set ourselves up for success. Maybe chunk things out into smaller bite-sized goals. And, even if it's just a small little step in the right direction, celebrating that small little step big time, okay? I'm giving you permission to celebrate your small victories, because they seem a lot smaller to you than probably people around you, okay? Revisiting these things is going to be important. But again, this is not me telling you that you back down, it's time to get back out there, let's go, work, work, work. Sometimes in life, we just need to breathe, okay? And a lot of times, December is that time. So I give you permission, breathe, okay? But don't lose sight of why you started. Don't lose sight of what you want, because those things are still very real, and they're still, you're still capable, you are worthy, you are deserving of what you had initially wanted, okay? So rather than getting frustrated, breathe and come back to it when your mind and your heart are ready, okay? Tiptoe into it. If you're ready now, like, I've been feeling frustrated, I'm ready to go again, go, okay? But what I would encourage you to do is a couple of different things. First, don't shrug off the silly idea of using affirmations, okay? And I'm going to tell you that this is going to be huge, not only business-wise, but personally. When I first started working with affirmations, I made them all about my business. What I was seeing is how much my life needed them. And so just incorporating, coming up with 3 to 5 affirmations that you can promise yourself you're going to stick to, because those are actually easier than IPAs, okay? It's writing down these affirmations, having them visible to you, and saying them aloud. Do it. It might feel silly, but I'm telling you, there is so much power in them. That's why you hear so many of us leaders talk about them all the time. I can see when things aren't going quite the way I want them to. I can see when I look back, oh yeah, I kind of let those affirmations fall by the wayside. They're so important, okay? The other thing that I would highly suggest that you do is make a commitment to IPAs. Make a commitment to whatever you can handle. Now, if you're working full-time, you might not be able to handle what somebody else that has, all kids in school can do, okay? Or maybe you just don't want to. Maybe your goal is not to go to the top. Your goal is to, make it to gold or make it to senior gold, and that is just where you're at right now. That's fine. But make a commitment to yourself, a reasonable commitment, and then stick to it. For some people, that is a daily IPA. And I had put together that graphic, and it's got a real basic IPA that you can follow, or maybe you take bits and pieces of that and try to do that every day. Or maybe for you, your days are a little unpredictable, but you're going to make a commitment to yourself that every week you're going to accomplish X, Y, and Z. And then as you find time, you squeeze that in. 10 minutes of work is better than 0 minutes of work. So if you find a 10-minute nook in your day and you use it and you're intentional, that's 10 minutes more than you would have done otherwise, right? Instead of watching the Real Housewives of wherever. I say that because I'm so guilty of that one. So you don't have to bog yourself down with hours and hours of work and all this pressure. But if you can make a simple, start small commitment to yourself, and as you start to see that you're able to do it, you can gradually increase that if you want, okay? So just some things to think about. And yeah, we talk about affirmations all the time, so I know it's not new to you guys. IPA, not new to you guys. But I don't want you to, because it's not new to you, just kind of throw it to the side and think, you've kind of know what you need to do. Go back to the basics. Go back to the simple stuff because you feel more in control when you do that. Now, with IPAs, sometimes I would find myself, I would realize what I needed to do. Okay, I know what a good daily method of operation looks like. I know what this looks like, but I don't know who to talk to. Because chances are, those of you that have been doing this for a while, your warm network tapped out. And so that is where I cannot stress this enough. Growing your network is absolutely everything, because you can have this idea of what you need to do, but if you don't have anybody new to talk to, you're kind of stuck, okay? And it's a self-imposed stuck place. And I know that we all have different ways that we can grow our network, so we have to look at what works for us. For some people, you are out and about and you're in a busy area and you can meet new people at the store. If you're in a smaller town, it might not be possible. You might know every single person in your Walmart, right? So in that case, you need to rely on Instagram. Oh, I know that's scary. Instagram is one way. Facebook groups are another. I had kind of written off Instagram for a while because I thought it was too hard. And then I just gave myself, I kind of tiptoed into it. Instead of feeling like I had to become Bridget Ryan overnight, I said, well, why don't you first of all figure out stories, Jaclyn? Maybe 10 minutes every day, you kind of toil around with that. And then maybe, next week you add in a few minutes of, kind of looking at filters and saving some posts that you're seeing on Instagram and planning to use those later, and just kind of becoming a student, but bite-sized, manageable pieces, not expecting so much of yourself. I could put in a lot of time, but I'm never going to be Bridget Ryan on Instagram. I'm just not, and that's okay because I'm Jaclyn and that's me. So my Instagram doesn't have the most beautiful filters and the best pictures and the greatest posts, but I'm figuring it out and I'm doing it and I'm trying my best. I'd kind of written off Facebook groups because I felt like I was so worried that people thought I was only looking for, a new ambassador. And when I had that in my head, that's probably what people were thinking. But when I started going into groups and kind of being more active in groups with the intention of just participating, just kind of like in the middle of the day, my kids are throwing fits and they need a little break, popping on a mom's group and just kind of checking in on some of the posts just to kind of feel like I have some adult interaction away from the wild Stanley kids. And you know what happened last week? Signed a new ambassador from a Facebook group. And so it was just, it's like one of those things like, duh, of course, you go into it and you just participate, make connections. You never know what can happen. So you just kind of have to find out what works for you in terms of growing your network, but you can't ignore that, because without new people to add to your funnel, you don't have any IPA that you can do. You have a list of things to do, but no one to reach out to, right? So that's got to be a number one focus for you, continuing to build relationships and make new connections. Chances are 99% of those people aren't going to ever join you. That's okay, because making connections is what life is all about. So do it anyway, right? Okay, so that's just kind of my little spiel on where we're at right now, because I know I'm in back office and I'm a virtual office, and I see where points are, and I know where people have been, and I know, okay, I'm not oblivious. I know. So I just want to encourage you that it's okay. It's okay to feel worn out. It's okay to feel defeated. It's okay to feel stuck. What's not okay is to stay that way. So let yourself feel it. If you need to be distant for a while, if you need to be disconnected, make it temporary and make a plan for when you're going to be back at it, okay? You deserve it. Get back to it. And I'm going to transition into what's to come. Oh my gosh. When you guys find out what we have in store on Tuesday, chances are, if you haven't jumped back into the excitement by then, you will, okay? So we have a new product. I have the new product at my house, and I've had it for a while, okay? Every person that I know that has the new product is in love with it. I haven't had one person, I'm in a group where we talk about it, mention that they dislike it, okay? I can't say anything really about it. I know that with the product, corporate is creating things to go along with it that will help you with your business. So you want to make sure, first of all, that you are on the Plexus Ambassador community page. You want to make sure that every single one of your ambassadors, active or inactive, are on that page. You want to make sure that you alert them. Susie Q maybe hasn't ordered in 2 years. You need to reach out to her and need to make sure that she knows that there's something dropping on Tuesday, and she can be one of the first to know, and she needs to tune in, okay? Make sure everybody knows about this, okay? Don't leave anybody out. Make sure you are alerting your whole team to this. Let them make it, it's their call if they want to participate or, learn more about it. It is huge, okay? Very, very, very exciting. What else can I say about that? I would encourage you not to wait until Tuesday to kind of get amped up about it. I would encourage you to start tonight if you're a night owl. If you need to go to bed after this, kind of like me, I've turned into like a grandma going to bed as early as possible. Start tomorrow, okay? Even if you just reach out to 5 people and you weren't planning on reaching out to anybody, that's 5 more people, okay, than you wouldn't have reached out to otherwise. So contact people, make sure that they know, make posts on Facebook teasing it, build up the excitement, because people are wanting to know what is coming out. Okay, so going along with this, a few weeks after that, it's, seriously, like 3 weeks away, is Super Saturday. And I know that you guys are so fortunate that Mila is hosting a Super Saturday watch party at her house. This is going to be amazing because it's not really fun to watch that kind of stuff by yourself. I mean, unless you're like seriously taking these crazy notes and you don't want to be distracted by somebody, which I highly encourage the notes. But there's something about that sense of community, being around other people. And you guys have such a fun team that I highly suggest that you register for Super Saturday and go to Mila's. Yes, you can go to Mila's and she'll be showing it there and you can get all the information. But if you don't register, you will not get specials that are offered to people that are registering. So I'm just going to put that out there. Definitely worth it to make sure that you register. And then also be prepared because they will be announcing the convention location, which is interesting. I'm not supposed to know where convention is, but I cracked the code. So I haven't signed a legal agreement on this, but I'm still going to keep it a secret. But it'll be fun. Trying not to say anything. So make sure that you're planning on that too. Okay. They're going to say the location, and at that point you can start, booking your hotel, taking a look at flights, deciding if you want to drive, whatever. But that's something you don't want to miss out on. That's going to be absolutely amazing. Usually have new products that come out at convention time. I don't know anything about that yet. But super exciting as well. So I'm going to throw those things out there. You guys, it's a really, 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 really exciting time to be a part of Plexus. The things that we have coming, the plans that corporate has for us, your minds are going to be blown. Megan, I can't say, but unless it was on an island, I mean, it's technically drivable, right? So, we are in the middle of the country, so we can drive wherever we want. You'll probably fly, but you could drive, I guess. That's all I've got for you guys. I just want to encourage you to feel what you're feeling, go through what you're going through, but don't give up your dreams or your goals or your vision that you had for yourself or for your family. Things are really starting to move in the right direction, and I feel like easier for me to see like number wise, because when I go into my virtual office, since my team is so large, I can look at a lot of different variables. And one of the biggest things is right now we have like a 99% subscription rate. So that's like back to the olden days of when, Mile and I first started Plexus, and everybody that signed up, they ordered the next month. I feel like we went through like a year, if not longer, of people ordering a welcome pack and never ordering again. But with the subscription rate increasing, that is like hands down the biggest, I guess, evidence of what's to come, and points increasing, and this whole thing with the $199 welcome packs, getting a business building bonus plus points for that. You guys, we're just starting to shift back into a period of momentum company-wide to where we are going to be seeing those promotions on a large scale. And I think a big part of that is going to be obviously new product, but also this subscription thing, guys. That was a big hang up. That was a big thing. It was hard. We were looking at, like a hole in our ship, and we would try to throw the water out of the boat to try to keep afloat, but it kept coming in. And no, that's not the case anymore. When our subscriptions are set, we're golden. So don't be afraid to sign new people up. The chances of them sticking around are so much greater, because we know if they stick around and they order several months later, they're going to see that improved health. Whereas if they just do it 1 month, it's kind of a waste of money, right? So just big things coming, exciting things coming. This is the time to get excited about your business and, hit it hard, because the tide is turning and things are only looking up from here. I am open to questions unless they're about the new product.
Yay! I'm so excited. Thank you. I'm just excited, more excited after hearing from you too. I have some things, but I will, I tend to always have questions or like feedback. So I'll let you guys hop in and share. I see some more. Oh, I did want to say one thing really quick. I saw some more people did hop on, and because Jaclyn kept saying many of you have been here before, but I am seeing some newbies on here, 2 or 3 newbies, which is awesome. And I think she kind of explained everything really well. I was going to say IPAs, just in case you aren't familiar with what that is. Or Jaclyn, you can share IPA.
It's income producing activity. So it's just kind of like the daily stuff you need to be doing to grow your business. A lot of times we think, because all we see, what you guys see from me is me posting on Facebook, right? But you don't see the behind the scenes, me reaching out to people and building connections and working on my relationships, and all of that stuff is so key. And so having something that you can look at to do every single day to grow your business is so important. And if you're somewhat new, this is like, we are in a period where it's just like when Mile and I started, we just didn't have the resources. We didn't have, corporate we were such a baby company, and they didn't have the knowledge or the education or the training. And now, like, we have everything. It's like a well-oiled machine, and it's only getting better. So it's such an exciting time to join, like the best time to be joining this team. So I'm excited for you.
Yes, me too. And it's just huge that you newbies are on this call tonight. That's awesome. So thanks for joining us too. But yeah, do you guys, well, she's got a few minutes. Anybody have questions, feedback?
I loved Megan's question. She's so funny.
I was hoping Jaclyn would say, oh yeah, it's totally like 4 hours away.
Nebraska.
Probably not.
No. If you're new, I highly suggest these events, you guys. They are so, so key. Just being around everybody is huge. Getting a feel for kind of the corporate mentality and the whole one plexus vibe that we've got is so key. And that's why, we love Plexus so much. We just love the people. We love the company. We love everything that it stands for. And so being there, if at all possible, is huge.
I'll give Marcy a shout out. Marcy is on our Zoom tonight, and if you guys don't know her, she's Rochelle's mom, and she is planning on coming with me to Mila's on Super Saturday. And this will be I think it's your second Plexus event. She joined us last year downtown at one of the opportunity events, and I think that was your first event, right, Marcy?
Yay!
Well, yeah. Super Saturday was my first event 3 years ago.
I love it. The events are the best, and you guys need to do your best to get to them. It is worth it. I will say a couple things. One, I want to just kind of, quick recap too. Jaclyn, I introduced you as our Diamond upline, which is amazing in itself. But you were actually, is it Diamond Gold or Diamond Senior Gold?
Senior Gold, yeah.
Senior Gold, you guys. If you don't know what this is, that's basically like total rock star status. So she's not only made it to the top, she re-entered, and she has made it back up to Senior Gold and is well on her way to the very top again. So my apologies for just saying Diamond Ambassador. She's Diamond Senior Gold, but I couldn't remember what it was. And then I just love how she broke it down. Like, everybody seems very overwhelmed right now, and I love how she just said bite-sized pieces. Like, tonight, if you're ready for bed, reach out to 5 people and go to bed. It's better than none. Like, I love that, and I'm thankful that you shared that. Also, do you know, I had 2 other things. Do you know what time, have they announced what time the new product's going to be announced on that ambassador page?
It should be 6 p.m. Central.
Yes, I do remember seeing a time now. I'll go back and check that. Okay, perfect. Oh, and then last thing, she mentioned convention. Convention is in June. I don't know where it's at, but it is in June. So that's just to kind of put that on your radar to be looking forward to for summer vacation.
It does fill up really fast. Last year we sold out, and we had people on a waiting list that weren't even able to go to conventions. So it's just that good. So just a heads up, I want everybody to be fully prepared for that. Start thinking about it. You've got time to start saving up. Make it a little vacation. It's totally like a vacation. We have so much fun there. It's hard to believe that it's work.
Agreed. Yay. Well, if you guys don't have anything else, anybody else want to pipe in before I end the call or recording?
You guys hear me?
Oh, yep, kind of.
Oh, it's my laptop again.
We can hear you.
Okay, well, I want to give a shout out to Maria. It is her first, I think it's her first team call, right? She's a mama of 3 babies too.
Mama of 3 babies, Maria's first call. Maria, when did you join?
Unmute yourself.
There, I did it. I joined in October.
She joined in October.
Oh, you're so new. That's so exciting. Thank you for being on. I love seeing these new faces added to this beautiful team.
You.
All right. You guys, thank you so much for everybody. Thank you for your time tonight. Jaclyn, thank you so much for sharing with us. We appreciate it so much. I will be putting this recording on our team page, so if you want to tag some of your ambassadors. I do have a giveaway for anybody who joined live. I'm also going to add people who watch the recording too, because I know sometimes it just doesn't work out. So tag your teammates on that, on the team, on the team post whenever I get this up. All right. Have a good night, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Good to see you.